Imagine you're just a cook working in the kitchen, stirring pots, feeding nobles. Now, imagine being dragged from that kitchen and thrown into a cauldron of boiling water. This isn't fiction. It happened. In 1531, under the reign of King Henry VIII, a man named Richard Roose met one of the most gruesome fates in English legal history. Why? What did he do? And why did a king personally demand such a horrific punishment? This is the true story of the cook who was boiled alive. Richard Roose wasn't famous. He wasn't noble, powerful, or rich. He was a cook in the household of Bishop John Fisher, a respected and influential religious figure in early Tudor England. By all accounts, Roose was an ordinary servant doing his daily duties. That is, until one day in February 1531, when a pot of porridge would change everything. The story begins in Lambeth, where Bishop Fisher resided. Roose prepared a meal for the bishop and his guests, a warm dish known as porridge or pottage. But something was wrong. Shortly after eating it, two people died, a poor widow and one of Fisher's servants. Bishop Fisher himself survived because he hadn't eaten the dish. Whispers of poison spread like wildfire. Roose was immediately arrested. Now, poisoning was terrifying in Tudor England. It wasn't just murder, it felt sneaky, cowardly, and uncontrollable. And Henry VIII was furious. He believed Roose was attempting to assassinate the bishop, or worse, destabilize the church. Without a full trial, and with little evidence beyond suspicion, Henry VIII took drastic action. He had a special law passed, the 1531 Act of Poisoning, making it high treason to poison someone, punishable not by hanging but by being boiled alive. On the 5th of March 1531, a huge crowd gathered at Smithfield, London. There stood a large boiling cauldron filled with water, or oil reports differ. Richard Roose was lowered alive into the pot, screaming in agony. Witnesses say he roared mighty loud, and his limbs flailed as the boiling liquid cooked him alive. It was brutal, shocking, and unforgettable. And it was fully sanctioned by royal authority. Why such a horrifying punishment? Henry VIII wanted to make an example. He feared treason, especially against high ranking clergy like Fisher, who opposed the king's plans to divorce Catherine of Aragon. The king's message was clear: cross me, and you'll suffer a punishment worse than death. Even Parliament was shaken. The law was so extreme that it was used only a couple of times and later repealed. Richard Roose became a footnote in history, but his death marks a chilling chapter. It reminds us how justice can turn cruel when power is unchecked. Was Roose truly guilty? Some historians believe he may have been a scapegoat. No real trial, no defense, just a king's anger and a boiling pot. So the next time you stir a pot, remember, once, in the shadow of a tyrant king, a cook paid the ultimate price for a crime that may not have even been his.